high, a place that is boundless and wide, where we walk with angels side by side, a place of smiles and happy tears, where our hearts are open and there are no more fears, a place where love is seen on every face and arms are open wide to embrace, a place where everyone there shares the same, where you are true though, and yet no one knows your name, a place where mysteries are explored, where truth is accepted and never ignored, a place where those of old age are wide-eyed and still learning, where time seems to rewind, and to youth we are returning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you.
Hello out there.
Let me know if you see and hear us clearly. We had some technical issues this morning. And I want to make sure that you can hear and see us clearly. So let me know. Let me know. Something weird came on the screen when I pushed the button to go live. It said that the traffic was exceedingly high and that they had to bring in more resources in order to handle it. So we had to wait. And then it finally went live. I don't know if that's something going on with the platform that we're using. That's a new thing. I've never seen that before. So I'm glad you're here. I gave you plenty of time to get here. So, hey, let's see who's here. You okay? You gonna say hello this morning?
Yes, hello out there. I did. Well, I have to go to work.
Good. And my eyes are blurry. My eyes are just blurry this morning. Let me see. Can I rub them? Let's see. There's my sissy and my brother-in-law. And there's Bernie Byrne. Hey,
All you guys out there this morning.
Before I even move forward and you guys be praying with Mama Chris, Sister Christine. She's in the hospital and it's something that it's a serious challenge that she's facing. And we're just praying that she'll pull through it. So Verna's been keeping me updated and abreast of things. She's been kind of acting as her caregiver. So keep her in mind. Send her some light and love and some energy. And we're hopeful that she's going to pull through. There's Sister Pearl. Hi, Sister Pearl. And there's Dee Dee and George and Brooke Kay. Yeah, there's Yvette in Pittsburgh. And there's Diacolet. And Sandra. There's Sandra. And there's Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
Got a whole crew today.
Brother Blue and the family. Yeah, because we were late getting in. Brother Blue and the family's here. And then there's Sister Phyllis and Edward. And all of the rest of you honey buns that are out there. Yeah.
Honey bun.
Yeah, there's Jill. Hey, Jill. All of
Jill Hoppergrass.
Can you hear us and see us? Please let me know because the platform was having some problems this morning. The platform that we used to stream on. And that's why we were just a little bit late coming in. But let me know if you're hearing and seeing us clearly. Okie dokie. You got something good on your plate today? You looking at something? What are you looking at?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Here in the Carolinas, wherever you are, I hope it's beautiful there too. And baby girl's here, waiting for her treats. It's a beautiful fall day. We blew leaves all day. When was it? Friday?
Mm-hmm.
You did too. You did very well. You did good.
I did. I'm trying to get back. I couldn't laugh on.
Yeah, he had to take several breaks, but he did pretty good. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you. She said she can hear and see us. Good. And so we did all that blowing, and yesterday they're back.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this giant.
They're falling. I see them falling now.
Yeah, we got this giant pile of leaves on the street because they come and pick them up with vacuum, but they're all back.
You got them falling. They're coming down like rain.
Falling like rain. We said that together. And my voice is going in and out this morning. You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you usually sound.
I'm doing pretty good.
You're clear today, though. You're real clear. I had to get a drink of water here. All right. Let's see what we're going to do here. Let's do our I ams today. I am. I had talked to Laverne yesterday about Sister Chris in the hospital, and she isn't really responsive. At least she wasn't yesterday. I don't know what she's like today, but Vern said she did one thing. She said she got down close to her ear. I may not tell it exactly like Vern said it, but this is what she did. She got down close to Sister Chris's ear, and she said, "I call the Christ in you to come forward."
Like Christine.
Yeah, and then she said, Sister Chris said, "I am."
And all during that time, she couldn't say nothing
Yeah, I know. Isn't that something?
until then.
So that means that the Christ in us, the Christ as us, can empower, override, strengthen, animate this body, can't it?
Yeah. Remember I told you guys, I mentioned that I talked to one of the doctors that was going to do surgery on my back. And I asked her, could I speak? I want to speak to the Christ in her. And I told her to roll around in front of me from her computers and things. And she did. And she came up to me and I spoke to the Christ and I said, can you fix this? And it sounded like her. It's the same thing I get me to read here.
Okay, we'll read it in just a minute.
In John 14.
You want to read it now?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your Afalaba chapter.
No, it's okay. We can do whatever, how you want to do this.
Thomas said unto Jesus, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Jesus said, and this is the book, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
I like to read it like this. I am is the way.
I am is the way. That's right.
Is the way.
Now here's what he said. Philip asked the question to him and said, Lord, show us the Father that it suffice of us. Jesus said this. It sounds like Jesus saying it, but it's not really him. God is just sounding like Jesus' voice. And besides, this was not in his day, was not in English or the King James.
Well, no, there wasn't a.
Yeah. But Jesus said to him, have I been so long with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that have seen me have seen the Father. So these guys are talking about, Jesus never said he was God. He said he was the Father. He was the high self of every man.
Yeah, that's true. Now hold on to that.
Okay, I got you.
Because that's great. That's a great talking point. Hey, Sinette from Denmark, all the way from Denmark,
right around the corner.
And I want to commend Sinette for coming in to watch us, because it's not the same time where she is. It's like what, 3 or 4 in the morning, I guess.
Oh, she coming like in that on her time. That's right.
To actually watch us. I don't know.
Bless you.
I don't know what time it is, but
I bless the Christ, eternal self inside of you.
Jeanette, thank you, sweetheart, for joining us this morning. Let's do our I ams. I am. I want you to, if you're in a place where it's quiet and not there are a few distractions, it would be best. But if not, you can just listen, whichever. But I want us to just affirm these things about ourselves, to speak from that I am as that I am. Okay? I am complete.
I am.
I am blessed.
I am. You are.
I am spirit.
I am. You are.
I am infinite.
I am. You are.
I am eternal.
We are the eternal. I am.
I am unborn.
Unborn we are. I am.
I am nameless.
No name. We are. I am. Wow. Go ahead.
I am ageless.
Ageless we are. I am.
I am unbound.
I am.
I am authentic.
Yes.
I am unaffected. I am undisturbed. I am unafraid.
Mm. I am.
I am the self that's clear. I am the self that's intuitive. I am the self that's free. I am the self that's timeless. I am the self that's unconditioned. I am the presence that is peace. I am the presence that is forgiveness. I am the presence that is non-judgmental. I am the presence that's all inclusive. I am the presence that's indestructible. I am the presence that's essential. I am the presence that's indescribable. I am the presence that's undefinable. I am the presence that is unaddicted. I am the presence that is stable. I am the presence that is formless. I am the presence that is stillness. I am the presence that is joy. I am the presence that is abundance. I am the presence that is everywhere present. I am the presence that is the knower. I am the presence that is unattached. I am the presence that is sacred. I am the presence that is unlimited. I am the presence that is love. I am the presence that is truth. I am the presence that is life. I am the presence that is all potential. I am the presence. I am that I am. And so it is. And so it is. Now, what did you have on your plate? You got something good you want to start with? You read that scripture.
Mhm. Now, there is union without union, and closeness without closeness, and distance without distance. When I would investigated in yesterday, I thought my shoes going, I thought my socks going to jump off without my shoes being taken off.
Mhm.
When Jesus said, let's just say somebody put it on paper. The only real word that we have is what we are as his identity. His identity as us is the living word without paper and ink.
His identity as us is the living word
It's the living word
without
paper,
paper or
ink,
ink.
and a book.
Okay. So it's not something you learn, is it?
No, it's a consciousness aware of beingness.
Hmm. Hmm. I was reading out of this book this morning. I've showed this guys. I showed you this book before. It's called The Naked Now by Father. Lord, I can't get it. By Father Richard Rohr. He's a Catholic monk. And there's a little chapter in here that talks about how the different modes of consciousness that people have. One of the modes is the body and self-image is who I am. The other is that my external behavior is who I am. The other is thoughts and feelings are who I am. And then there's one that says the deeper intuitions and knowledge in my body is who I am. These are modes of consciousness that he has recognized in himself, he said, and in his research of people who were enlightened. And he said, then there's one called the shadow self is who I am. It's, the weaknesses that overwhelm me, the things that in the rawness of myself, that's one mode of consciousness. Then he says the mode of consciousness where I feel like I'm in God's waiting room. And I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for God to fix it, or I'm waiting to, and I'm asking that mode of consciousness. And then he said there's a mode of consciousness where I realize I'm much more than what I thought I was. And then there's the I and the Father are one consciousness, mode of consciousness, where he says one knows God in oneself and knows oneself in God. And all else is seen as a passing ego. And I don't need to protect it, promote it, or prove it to anyone. That's a mode of consciousness. And then I found this one, the consciousness of I am who I am. And he said, when you reach that mode of consciousness, you are just me. I'm just me. Warts and all, enough to be human, no window dressing necessary. This is the most radical critique of religion that is possible, because now you know that religion was just a finger pointing to what you were aiming at. And there's no need to appear to be anything but who I really am. Fully detached from self-image and living in God's image of you, which includes and loves both the good and the bad. And that's total non-duality. So that's a mode of consciousness. So what you're reading there is Jesus reached that mode of consciousness where he knew that there was no one else here but God, and that now he was the full expression of that. He had that mode of consciousness.
There is different configurations of God that we are.
Yes. So there are different modes of consciousness, there are different configurations. And when you say that, can you expound on that just a little bit? The configurations of God?
That means that there's no thing outside of God other than him.
Yes. So when we say
and
different,
he is now as he has always been us.
yes. So when we talk about different configurations, are we talking about different concepts of what God is and different
whatever you
of
attach
what
to the I am, we are.
Yeah.
And that means that the configuration is he is. See, one thing I found out about investigating into this, oneness is ruled out. If you write one on the paper and erase it, there is no one outside
of one.
Yeah. So he's the one. If there is a now, it is him. And if there is a beginning, he's that beginning. And if there's an end, he's the end. So that means eventually the one and the beginning and end is wiped out by beingness, existence. He is.
Yeah. Well, lately, you and I have been having a conversation about all of this that we are witnessing and experiencing in this dimension is really God's play. It's God's game board. I'll say it like that. This is God's game board, and he's playing all characters.
That's like we blowing leaves yesterday. I finally got where I had to stop. I tried it. It helped. My bicep got a little sore holding that blower.
It's good for you. Good exercise.
It's like this. when I looked up the word forgiveness, and I think about we blowing leaves yesterday, forgiveness means it never happened.
Well, it looks like we didn't do it. It looks like it never happened.
But there is no look like.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
And
using
there
that as an
is
analogy.
the event that took place never does not
Never
exist.
existed.
But what got me when I looked it up, never happened when Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He's saying in the esoteric meaning, the mystical side of God and us, it never happened.
Yeah. Now this is where the mind does a flip.
That's now.
It starts to flip over and over and over.
Now, what
like,
we're trying to do is get rid of the mind and stop the mind. But
Mhm.
what if I say the mind is the ghost with a bad toothache?
Well, you said that
Like the
before.
ego.
Yeah, you said that before. And what if we are not to try to rid ourselves of the mind, but to learn to live with the mind and its flipping and flopping,
Yeah.
and
And not trying to get rid of it.
without being disturbed by it.
What's trying to get rid of the mind is the mind itself.
And I have to admit, I'm just grateful for what the shift that's been taking place inside of me. I've noticed the mind goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. The moods go with it. The feelings go with it, and then, but then there's the underlying knowing that I'm now having the experience of, that is not even involved in it, but witnesses it, and it feels as if I'm watching God's play. And so when we say it never happened, I don't want anyone to think that. We're not saying that what happened to you, if there's something tragic that happened to you, something bad that happened, we're not saying that didn't happen. We're simply saying that it is a part of this game that is being played. Everything that is happening, all of the characters, it's all being played. But in order to see this, something else has to come to an end inside of us, doesn't it? And I like what John says. John Greason, he says that's really forgiveness, as though it never happened.
But here's what I found out.
And that's true, isn't it?
Yeah,
what
it
he
is.
just said. It's forgiveness is as though it never happened. I want to use can I use the leaves again as an example? Because we blew all those leaves, the yard was clear. And now if you looked at it, you would say nobody blew the leaves. So it was like it was as if it never happened. And even though we know it did happen, it appears it never happened. So in essence, it never happened.
What I like about this that we're in now, discussing, I like the wittiness of the wisdom of this conversation, that when he said, Father, forgive them, forgive them, I mean, they don't know that this is not taking place.
It's just the game board.
Now, this is sensitive when I'm getting ready to say that. Now, when I found out, I looked this up, my chin dropped. I said, oh my God. You mean what they put in this book or any book does not outweigh the definition of forgiveness?
Right.
The definition of forgiveness, it never happened. It never existed.
And hey, Robert, man, indeed.
The man is on the plan.
We only need to forgive what we judge.
But
yes.
When you look up the word forgiveness, all judgment does not exist.
Well, and we talk about forgiveness, but we know there's a mode of consciousness where there's never been an offense.
Now that's that monkey mind with a toothache.
So even the tool of forgiveness at that mode of consciousness is not even needed. So is it possible to live? And I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is it possible to live in the mode where there is no offense, where there is nothing left to forgive, where there is the actuality that it does not exist or it never happened? Is there a mode of consciousness that we can literally walk in where we can see and witness everything as if it's on a movie screen and not be moved by it? Or if I'm moved by it, not be moved by the fact that I'm moved by it. And that's kind of where I am now. I can be moved by it, but now I'm not even moved by the fact that I'm moved by it.
Now, I could expound into an area of forgiveness that would actually bring every one of us in awareness, consciousness, awareness of itself. That when, you know, it's hard to say what cannot be put in words.
It is indescribable.
Delicious. This thing is so, it is so stillness. It's just so still that when I look at this thing of forgiveness, he's saying that the earth don't even exist.
Yeah.
If you say it never happened, everything that we're doing here now does not exist.
Well,
I don't know why you put this in words.
Well, this sounds very, very mystical, and I know it does.
It is.
Logical minds, it probably sounds. But when this actually is seen, and you begin to live from this place that you're talking about,
your perspective is changed.
A lot changes, and for me, what has changed is I can be disturbed. I can have reactions. I can experience emotions of fear. I can experience emotions of anger. I can experience emotions of doubt. I can experience all of those things, but not be disturbed by the fact that I am experiencing it. It brings you to a place of contentment, actual contentment with yourself, not contentment with the things that are happening, but contentment with yourself and how you respond and react to those things. And so then there's not really a problem.
The finite self does not want to let go of the memories. But here's what I'm finding out. It don't matter if the finite self wants to keep remembering.
Remembered it. Yeah.
Because awareness, conscious waking up to being the eternals, is not trying to get rid of anything, because what it's been trying to get rid of does not even exist.
And yes, you're not trying to get rid of it.
And this is not putting your head in the ground, leave your butt out, but it's just
it may look like that from the outside, someone looking in, but it's not that you're not trying to squash it. It's the fact that
squish it.
You're no longer disturbed by it being in your experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever you're experiencing right now, you don't have to live in the disturbance of that you're experiencing.
What I like about the definition of forgiveness is you finally unclog the effort of trying to change the event that took place.
Yeah.
Now you got to go home. Yeah. Home to the heart. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I like what Jill said in what she's posted. She said unforgiveness equals non-acceptance. I like that word better than I like judgmental, simply because it says that when I'm not forgiving, I'm not accepting. I'm not accepting the way I respond. I'm not accepting the way I react. I want it to be different. So I'm not satisfied with myself. I'm always disturbed by my own self. And so when I come to a place of forgiveness, the first place the forgiveness takes place is here, where I can actually accept the way this unit is and not be disturbed by this unit. And so I like the fact that she put that non-acceptance there. And then she said this, and even these antics of the mind are observed. Yes. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing, Jill, is I have finally come, not finally, but I have come to a point where I am just observing, and it's only by the grace of God that I'm able to do it, because for years I struggled trying to do it. And now it's simply happening because there has been an acceptance. I accept Antoinette just as she is.
Mhm.
I accept Antoinette with all of her quirks and flaws and all of this stuff. So now I'm not disturbed by Antoinette.
Forgiveness is God
Yes.
without an opposite.
Mhm.
But leave the opposite there for a second. Let's look at the opposite. The opposite is a backboard like basketball.
Mhm.
Bounce off of it to
Mhm.
your Christ identity.
Mhm.
And I can feel it now. I can sense it now. I'm aware of it
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I can actually feel the Christ consciousness listening at us and as us.
Listening to an aspect of us.
So God, somebody called me last night or we called back. Well, anyway, and the person wanted to find out something about asking and seeking God.
Mhm.
And I told him, I said, what you are seeking is what you are. And what you are is God finding himself.
Mhm.
Now,
I'm sure that didn't
that
answer
that
his
don't that
problem,
don't
though. It
answer.
didn't answer his problem. It didn't give him a solution
Not,
to fix the problem. It only gave him a solution to get out of the problem.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So here I am talking to him. I said, they want to find out if somebody told them that they were going to get a new car. They keep asking God about the new car, reminding him. I said, you don't have to keep doing that. I said, first of all, you need to locate where God is, if you can, and just speaking to him in the finite self. I said, once you find, I said, well, for instance, take your keys. Where are they now? He said, they right here beside me. I said, pick them up, put them in your pocket. Now, do you know where they are? He said, yes. I said, now you know where they are. You don't have to look for them no more.
Yeah, what you just pointed out is a real actual problem that some of us who have claimed to have God inside of us,
Mm-hmm.
we have.
Mm-hmm.
We have not put our finger on God inside of us.
Mm-hmm.
We have not discovered God inside of us. Even though we say we've had that experience, we tend to still not have access to the God that's right here, because our concept of God is where the error is. Our concept of God is that it is an other, and God has never been an other.
I'm sitting here looking out the window while you're talking.
I noticed that, yes.
I'm the reason why I'm looking at that tree, that branch, for a second, a glimpse, a flash of awareness. I can actually feel that tree growing.
Okay.
Just looking at it.
Yeah.
I went out. I don't usually go out to the store or anything when it's about dark. Because in that Jeep, you're sitting up high, and a lot of people, when they coming down the road, they like this new lights that they got in because it's so bright that in order for me to not cross the line on the middle lane.
And your 78-year-old eyes.
Yeah, I look over to the right at the line on the right
to avoid
side
the
to
light.
avoid the light.
Yeah.
Now, what ego does is causes us to avoid being one or oneness. So here I am going down the road. All of a sudden I have a desire to go get something, and so when I get out the car, I got this hat on and didn't have a beard, but
Yeah, you're a very colorful person.
Yeah. So I got out the Jeep and I walked in. And when I got in the aisle, I was down the aisle where you get all the dehydration stuff, you know. And this little lady walked up to me and she said, "Hello, Santa." I said, "Hello." We got to talking. She said, "What you gonna bring me for Christmas?" I said, "What do you want?" There's something like that conversation, not directly. I said, "What do you want?" She said, "I want Santa Claus." Now, I never had this request heard in the finite mind ears. She said, "I want Santa Claus to bring me new retinas for my eyes."
Mm, mm, mm,
I looked at her
mhm,
inside. I didn't
mhm,
act like this, but I looked at it from inside.
mhm.
I said, "Okay."
Because that statement pulled the Christ up
Ooh,
into conscious.
ooh,
Pull
ooh, ooh,
pull
ooh.
the Christ up from the subconscious to the conscious mind.
Laverne in Miss Christine's room in the hospital spoke to the Christ in Miss Christine to move out of the way and let Christine come up. And the Christ brought her up. And right there, and Laverne experienced that.
Mhm.
And we've been talking about it. This stuff
Which
is real.
which says the sickness or illness in the body has no weight and no puts no limit on what the Christ can override, can come through or completely dissipate.
So here we are in the store, and this lady locked into me and didn't want to quit.
Mhm.
She said, I
So,
said,
so let me ask you this,
mhm.
because when she said that, like I said, the Christ consciousness, the Christ
And
that you are was may have been receded at that moment, but when she spoke that, it brought
it
that
came
Christ
forward in
forward.
my
I am
face.
sure
I
it
could sense it
did.
in my face.
Yes, in
Mhm.
consciousness. So what then happened that with not so much what she said, but what took place inside
Well,
you?
actually, I didn't want to talk to anybody. That's the first. Let's go
Well, I
back to
know,
that.
but what took place
But
inside you when that statement
well,
was
what
made?
took place, I immediately spoke to her from that Christ self that she talked to.
And you said,
And I said, "Okay." I said, she said, "Well, you coming down the chimney?" I said, "No, I don't come down chimneys. I come in the front door." I said, "I got your request."
okay.
And and so forth. She went on.
But
And
inside yourself, do you
I
feel?
didn't feel any different than what I am now.
Let me ask you, finish my question.
Mhm.
Inside yourself, did you feel that your internal workings went to making that happen already?
Yeah, I mean, it heard. It's like all of a sudden, it is so right now. Somebody said, "How you see Christ all 24/7?" It has been brought to my attention that I never stopped seeing him. So when she said that, I was aware who she was talking to, but
Sure.
it wasn't where I had to make something or look for something to take place in her.
In the physical, no.
No.
But in your inner self, you immediately, I know you did, you immediately went into healing her.
Oh yeah, I did.
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
Christ in you
yeah.
went into
But I
healing.
didn't. It was something different about the healing mode. You guys at the. It was like I was most a long time ago. We would wait for something to lay hand, but presence
Well, I can,
presented itself without deliberately drawing attention to something to take place.
yes,
But my attention was it is aware of.
I got the
All
answer.
right, go ahead, talk
Because
to
when
me.
we did the I ams just a moment ago, I could add this. I am the presence
I can
that
feel it in my hands.
I am the presence that heals.
Yeah,
I am the presence
yeah.
that heals.
Well, I began to tell this lady about my experiences. I said, I told her, I said, I used to play. She told my Santa Claus, and I said I used to do the Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
And I said there was a little boy walked up behind me and pulled my bib, these overalls I got on there. And I turned and looked at him, and I told one, I said, your daddy bought you a bicycle on Christmas. And I said, the air is going out of the tires, and you've been waiting for him every Christmas to put the air back in the tires so you could ride, but he's never done it. But I said, this Christmas he'll do it. And I told her, I said, as we stood there and talked, I said, there's somebody you have in your family that's a nurse.
Mhm.
She said, yeah, that is right. I got, and she called me who it was. She told me when she said that, instantly she started rattling off who she had seen on the other side. I didn't ask her for this. She wanted to know about near death experiences, and I told her about the investigation that we've done into that. And she began to tell me about her experience of seeing her mother and all these people. And we're standing out. People come by with them buggers. They had to blow their horn to get us out of the way. And I was trying to get away from it because I was through talking, but my Christ self wasn't. So he stood there and she talked and she said that the lady actually stood there and her eyes got watered with tears, talking about how she had seen her family members on the other side and had communicated with them, had carried them in her arms and all that kind of stuff. And I just stood there. But see, when you do into this so much and you are so spontaneous with this, whatever people tell you don't shock you like it used to. I was unshocked, but I was more aware of who I was talking to. But I turned around, I said, well, look, I'm gonna see you on the turnaround, just like that. But she didn't want to turn around. She didn't want to turn around, but I had to turn around. And I told her, I said, I will be mentioning this event online in the morning. And I said that I'll see you on the turnaround. I had never seen this one, but here's what I was aware of. Here's nothing I was aware of. I went to the store not to get what I thought I was going. It was a clue that linked me to a reason to get me out of the house and do something that I don't usually do. We don't go out after a certain time, not because we're restricted. We just don't. And as I'm talking to you, I see an awareness of your essence when you were with your mom and daddy in Manchester, in Winston. So I stood there for a while and I kept walking up and down the aisle trying to find what I was looking for, but I was disturbed inside, deliberately brought aware of this lady's heart and her conversation about who she had seen on the other side. Now I didn't ask for this with my mouth, but my essence, the Christ here, let me tell y'all something. God asks the questions and God answers himself. And that's what was going on with that lady at the store yesterday.
Mhm.
Little children come by and they were looking at me, but I turned my head and looked away from them because I really, like I said, didn't want to talk much.
Well, I mean, you can't avoid talking
I know.
because you dress like you're wearing a costume all the time. So people want to talk
I know.
when they see you.
It's no problem.
Yeah.
But these are the experiences. Let me tell y'all something. I went on and talked to this person, and they were constantly in one event making a request known to God, like God was someone somewhere else at another time in another place. And I kept telling them, you don't have to get God to hear you anymore.
Right.
I said, he's standing right here as a conversational piece or a conversation right now, asking the question and answering himself inside of both of us.
Mhm.
So I said, how long will it take you to get your keys? She said, no longer than reach in my pocket. I said, but even though you reach in your pocket and pull your keys out, I said, you know where they are. I said, you don't have to look for them no more. What I'm saying, once this thing strikes you, you don't have to look for God anymore.
But there's a part of our anatomy in this physical unit
Mhm.
that is constantly seeking, constantly grasping, constantly groping for what it thinks is not already here.
Mhm.
And so the presence is pretty much undetectable. It's undetectable. So I can be walking down the street, we can be walking down the street, not even aware of ourselves as that Christ presence. And yet another person that meets us may see that Christ presence,
Mhm.
even though I walking in that presence don't have any clue that I am that presence at that moment. I may be in the mode of consciousness that I'm this body. I may be in the mode of consciousness that I am all the things that I've got to do that day. I may be in a different mode of consciousness that is only relative to this physical existence. And I am not aware at that moment of being that Christ presence. And so, but another person coming to me may meet the Christ here, and it will impact them. So we don't, and this is the thing, our ego doesn't have to always know that that person has been impacted.
I'll be at the store at Walmart.
You go to the store, wherever you go, whatever store, grocery store, whatever. What?
Everybody I don't do this with, it's a spontaneous thing. I'll be in the aisle and I turn and there's somebody standing there. And this desire to want to tell them, it's not religious. Religion has a problem with esoteric, mystical spirituality.
Yeah.
I turn and look at them. I said, I ain't interested in whether they accept Jesus, because I know inside of them they are. I turn and look at them. I say, God is in your heart. And some of them, yeah, right. They kind of err on them.
Yeah.
This thing is so easy that I don't have to knock on anybody's door.
It's, when you say it's so easy, it is.
For me, it is.
It is so easy. It's so simple that's why we miss it, because it's very, very simple. It's about accepting yourself. We say that God has to accept us just as I am, but we have to accept ourselves just as I am.
It's like you're going around the house looking for your glasses and you can't find them. Then it finally dawn on you, awareness, that you got them already on your face.
And then one day you find you don't need them.
Look out, now you're going to start something.
Yeah, but now I'm going to mention some of the comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Robert says, and he said this some time back, we were just kind of chit-chatting here, and Robert says, our life experience is made up of our reactions to things. Jesus' specific teaching is about our reactions. For example, turn the other cheek. So yeah, Jesus was very adamant about pointing out our reactions and how we should react. And let me see what Sinette is saying. She says, it's like I had two old friends I have not heard from in years who called and basically said the same thing.
We had it happen this week, didn't we? Somebody called, we hadn't heard from in a long time. Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
She said they basically said the same thing, that I have mattered a lot in their lives, being present. We do matter in normal lives. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be aware of being that Christ presence. You personally don't have to be aware in order for it to be. And it is, whether you are aware of it or not, it is, no matter what reactions or responses you are having at that moment, or that is coming through you, filtering through you. It doesn't matter at that point, because you are that Christ presence. It is always that Christ presence, no matter what mode you're in. And this is where the freedom has come for me, is that I realize now, no matter what mode Antoinette is in, whether she's feeling moody and down and melancholy, whether she's feeling upbeat, whether she's feeling real spiritual today, whether she's just overoccupied with what she's got to do, whether she's just irritated because certain things aren't going, it doesn't matter. The Christ presence is the same. It's still here. It's still emanating. It's still emitting, even when I'm not aware of it. Even when there's no awareness of it. It's still emitting, and knowing that's the knowing. It's so strong. Knowing that
it's so strong
is what's freeing. Ooh. Knowing that has freed me from having to try to be a certain kind of person. I don't have to be a certain kind of person. I can just be. So now I'm not judging myself constantly. I'm not trying to fix myself constantly. It's like I'm free at last from the judgment against myself. That is where the rubber meets the road. Is Christ to you first, and then to see Christ in others. If I can't see Christ here,
And that's
how am
not,
I going to see him
and
in
that
others?
and that has nothing to do with religion.
No,
or,
it has
really
absolutely nothing to do with it.
has nothing to do with trying to be spiritual or trying to witness to somebody. That these terminologies that we were conditioned with in religion and doctrination. Do you know? I just realized that in the prophetic area of a seer and the 9, 8, 10, whatever gifts of the Spirit, we were taught that if you are an apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, possum, or teacher, that God called you. There is no one to call but Himself.
Well, you know, we got some great comments. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
go ahead. Go ahead. We'll go for
Let me
that.
see, because we got some good comments. Oh my gosh. And Pastor Norman, yes. And then Leslie said this. I like what Leslie says. Hey, Leslie. She said, I used to look up, shout to the clouds, thank you, Jesus. Now I'm talking to self. Yes. Now I'm talking to myself. Yes.
But remember,
Yes. Yes.
the look and the lookee and the place where the lookee is looking from is one and the same identity.
Yes, it is. Now, we talked about this. I talked about this week. How that, okay, I have been before my church days,
Mhm.
what people would call in the church a sinner.
Yeah.
I have
Go ahead.
been
Go ahead.
that.
I like that. Go ahead.
I have been an agnostic where I didn't know if God existed or not. I have been an atheist where I thought God don't exist because I'm going through hell. I have been a Christian where I accepted God. I accepted Jesus. I accepted him into my life. I have been through the religious door and sat in the religious house. I have walked through that door and into this door called spirituality, where now I don't have to live by the rules and the dogmas of the church anymore. I've been that, and I've looked at this text and I've looked at that text. I've walked in that realm of spirituality. I've walked in this realm of non-duality and oneness. I walked in that. I've gone through all these different doors and played these different parts and lived these different parts. And now I want to just be me. I don't want to have language restricted to Christians. I don't want to have language restricted to non-duality teachings. I don't want to have language that are specific to the Course in Miracles. I don't want to have language that's restricted and specific to people who are atheists or people who are agnostic. I just want to be able to express without any restrictions. So I don't have to speak the language.
No principles, no techniques or anything.
So I don't have to speak their language.
No.
I don't have to speak anyone's language because I am not of any particular group. And to come to the place where I'm not of any particular group is freedom. It is freedom. Now, Sinette says this: the road to total acceptance, living life and accept yourself. Yes. Yes. Just me and just be. Yes. Yes.
Come on. Let's talk to the Christ. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm already talking to him.
This is another one. Essence says at the center of each of those things you stated is oneness. Yes.
Okay.
I'm finally one and not two.
But
I'm not a good me and a me that I'm trying to fix. It's not two anymore.
let's say it like this. This is the way I personally say it. Essence. That's your name, Essence. But you are really that.
She is Essence, yes.
You are the essence.
She is
the God kind of essence.
She
Not
is,
with or without mistakes Well, I
You
ain't
are-
there. I always the mindset. I ain't there yet because I got a lot of
Let
things
me
need
tell
to
you
change.
how I would describe essence. Essence is, okay, you're making a cake or a pie, any kind of dessert. The essential ingredient in that dessert
Mhm.
is sugar.
Uh-oh.
If you don't have sugar, it's not a dessert.
Mhm.
So the essence is that is essential. You gotta have that, or it won't be the other.
Yeah.
So
Can't have one without the other, huh?
right. So when we say the essence, that is your essence. You're saying, I am essential to this that I am in.
Oh, I am essential.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Robert says, in order to join any group requires you to divorce yourself from the rest of you. Amen. Amen,
Ooh-wee.
Robert. Amen.
Now that'll kill.
Amen.
Now that'll kill a rock record training. There, piece of
So,
catch rheumatism.
so finally in my life, by the grace of God, because I didn't get to this point by myself just because I'm so wonderfully brilliant. But by the grace of God, I am finally not trying to belong.
Now
I'm not trying to belong.
I believe you hit it right on the head about that.
I'm finally not trying to belong. And that is a basic human need, is the need to belong. And now I'm not trying to belong. And when I now no longer am trying to belong, I find that I belong to everybody.
Once you are clear, once it is cleared up within each one of us, the opposite is no longer a quest to get rid of.
Hmm. Hmm.
That is the rest that Jesus said, enter into. You don't enter into, you become aware of, because you are already the rest of God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you are no longer, you see the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
You don't try to get rid of it or change it. You just
Mm-hmm.
observe it.
Yes. Yes.
And if there's any judgment come up about this opposite, see, I know now when I look back over everybody's life, I don't mind telling people in the store and where I go.
You always say the store because that's where you go a lot.
Yeah, I
the
go a lot.
Store, the doctor's office,
Doctor's
store.
off store. I'm not. It's no longer labor to enter in. I realized that I've never been out.
That's right.
We've never been out.
That's it.
Ooh,
So,
God. I'm about to hit your duck's way.
So today's message is about what's Sinette mentioned.
Lord Jesus.
Living life and accepting yourself.
Take my hair off to
Living
you,
life
right?
and accepting yourself.
Mhm.
Living life and accepting yourself. And knowing that you can accept yourself and that God is okay with that. God is okay with that because it's God that's playing you. I'm going to say it again. God is okay with that because God is playing you. Accept yourself.
What really gets me?
And accepting yourself is accepting God.
Yeah, that's him
It
accepting
is.
himself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we have never been separated from God.
Never. Can't be.
The lie.
Can't be.
The lie has been trying to fly.
Because there is not.
But it's time for the fly to land.
It can't be any separation because it's never been two.
That's right.
In order for there to be a separation, there has to be two, one separate from the other. But if there is not two, there is no separation.
When Jesus appeared on the Emmaus Road to his disciples at the resurrection, after that, it was us as the essence of all of them meeting them himself on the road, walking with Peter, James, and John.
So let me break that down in Antoinette paraphrase.
Oh, sugar pie.
That means none of this can exist without me,
That's right.
without the presence that I am. None of this, none of my world would exist without the presence of what I am.
I like that, Sonette. The road to total acceptance,
Living life
living life
and
24
accepting
7.
yourself. Yes. The road to
Accepting.
total acceptance.
Now,
I like that.
once in a while, my attention will slip over to these bad pictures and bad thoughts and memories of the past.
But now, who cares? That's my mantra.
I
Who
done bound
cares?
it, I done loosed it, I done greased it, I done baptized it, I done anointed it, poured oil all on it, and it ain't done nothing to change it. It no sooner than my head hit the pillow at night, them thoughts go to popping up.
But who cares?
I know the truth now.
Yeah.
I when
Okay.
see
So it doesn't have to get a response from you.
a frog ain't trying to be a dog.
Because of the thought, because the memories are there and they're activated, doesn't mean that a response is required. Because who cares if they're activated?
But what is that cares?
I don't know what it is that cares, and I don't care what it is that cares, because who cares?
Do you care?
No. And Jesus
When
said
did you
this.
stop caring?
Jesus said, "Take no care, take no thought."
I mean, stop taking it.
Take no thought. Don't take thought of
Stop riding it around.
it.
But
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
Somebody done jumped on the bus and didn't pay to get on. And I wonder about these people. Leslie, you drive a bus, and I used to have bus friends, they are drivers, and I saw this guy get on the bus one time, and his name was Lomax, and he used to ride with the bus drivers, the Clark brothers, all the time. He didn't pay to get on. He just get on, and sit down behind the
Kept
bus.
them company.
I kept him
Kept
company.
them company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided to try it, and it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked because the bus drivers knew me from when I was a little
Yeah.
boy, and they
Yeah.
used to pass me out on the street. So
Yeah.
I got on the bus.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I put some money in there, and the reason why I put money on there, is that you never know when the watchman on the bus and say bus, you never know when the CEO gonna be riding the bus, and he's watching the driver to see if the driver's doing his job. So somehow or another, back when I was younger, there would be somebody sitting across from the driver, and the thought come to me, I better put something in this money change thing, but he might be the main man, and I might get the bus driver in trouble by sitting on this bus without paying.
Mm-hmm.
So I once in a while I make sure that I look at the seat across from the driver to make sure it ain't nobody sitting there. But they'll get on the bus. The CEO will get on the bus to see if the bus driver is doing his job. But I knew them like I know who you are that I'm talking to now.
You know, Leslie mentioned this sometime back. So it's, you're just talking about the bus.
Uh-huh.
She said, I'm on the bus driving. Different people come in and say different things I never expected, long term and short term awareness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't that something?
Mhm. Mhm.
I am absolutely in awe that I am online talking to people in Denmark, in Pittsburgh. I'm talking to people way across the map that no way could be possible to reach if I was pinned in with brick and mortar.
I remember years ago, somebody asked us in an interview, where have you been ministering?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, all over in the metropolitan, and I don't remember where you got that word metropolitan from. But then they said, well, where was that? And you said, Greensboro, Kernersville. And what's the same?
That's metropolitan.
It's great metropolis.
That's really great, wasn't it? That's really a long way to go, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned, I said, well, I want to say metropolitan all over Greensboro, right next door, up and down back over the highway in Greensboro.
So, folks, now we have come to the end of this session. We've been here an hour.
If there's an end, it's him. If there's a beginning, it's
But
him.
there is no end to us at all. I was thinking about this the other day. I watched this video of the latest science uh, images of space, and there there is so much that we have not discovered in space. And I thought, my God, if space is that vast and we don't even know if there's an end to it, then what in the ham sandwiches you would say? What in the ham sandwich is
What
can we
in the
expect?
hamburger?
Can we expect to discover about ourselves if everything is that vast?
So
So
people say, why you laugh so much? I'm so happy. Laughing to me makes me feel happy.
yeah, there is happiness when you're free. When you're
Yeah.
free, there is happiness.
I mean, I just laugh, and then sometimes it'll turn into tears, and I just be tearing and laughing. I love it. I love
Look,
it.
John Greason said he's going off topic for a few seconds. That's okay because we're at the end, John. He says he wants to ask Sinette if she's heard a rockabilly trio from Denmark.
Never heard of it.
I never heard of them either.
So now you got to talk to John about that. Ain't never heard of it.
Yeah. So yeah, uh, he calls them swamp shakers. Swamp shakers.
Swamp shakers.
Mm,
Like milkshakers.
swamp shakers. Hmm.
Would you like to have a milkshake?
I would, because I haven't had one in years,
Oh,
and I don't do dairy too much, but because of the side effects. But I would love to have a cheer wine float. Oh,
we're gonna get one of that.
Cookout has them.
Cookout.
Cookout has them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. A cheer
That'll
wine
make you
float.
gas up, don't want
It doesn't gas me,
it? Ooh.
but it has caused this body to have stopped up noses and
Lord.
post nasal drip.
You know, thank you guys. Thank you so much for just coming to earth and allowing us to meet in this story dream world and communicate with you. I never would have thought that I would meet people so elegantly positioned as all of you guys are on this site today.
Now, this has been, I just learned what it means to have a master course.
Okay?
This has been a master course today,
Yes.
because a course means it is a road to get from one place to the other. So Sinette said it. This is the road to the full acceptance of myself. Type that in.
The road to full
Today,
acceptance.
I've been on the road to
The good, the bad,
total-
and the
to
ugly.
full
We
acceptance
fully
of
accept the
myself.
Christ.
Full acceptance.
Hey, right now, as I speak to you, my birthday is now
It
78
is not
years
today.
old.
Your birthday ain't today.
Well, I'm putting it in the present moment.
Oh, your birthday actually
It's
is
the 22nd.
It's Saturday.
Saturday,
Yes.
that's right.
It's Saturday.
I said that's the reason why I just go ahead on and hit it today.
No, you're gonna start today.
I never quit.
Start today, then. Start today.
78 years old in this
78.
body.
Yeah, you're 78.
Boy, I done put the whammy on it too. I done wore this thing. I'm telling you, I wear this suit. What kind of suit? I got on a suit. One of the suits that I wore was all the way back through Jeremiah 1 and 5. Before I was formed in the belly, I was known in the mind of Christ. I was the mind of Christ then and still is. And you are too.
Yeah.
You are absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Oneness full, oneness filled, wonderful.
Fulfilled.
And can't nobody take it away from you.
Amen.
Even your mind may wander off into stuff and you might get busy in the mind. It does not change who you really are.
Exactly.
Ooh, I'm about to cut one right now in the middle of the floor.
Now, I want to encourage you to go ahead and give. Go ahead and give. This is the opportunity for you to keep the flow open in your life for your own abundance. and express your abundance by giving. You can do that.
Yes, yes.
And we thank you guys for your continued support. We thank you so much for all of the cash apps,
Yes, thank
all of
you.
the mail that you send. We thank you so much for sending your tithes and your offerings
Yes,
to
thank you.
Cornerstone, the
Yes.
entity of Cornerstone, which is a nonprofit. And because of that, that gives us our subsidy for our retirement. So we thank you because you've been diligent in doing that. Thank you so much. Those of you who've been sending something
Yes.
regularly, thank you. It
Thank
doesn't
you.
matter about the amount.
That's right.
Of course, I would love to have enough to give me complete autonomy and freedom financially.
Yes.
But if it doesn't matter about the amount. It is the fact that you are concerned enough, love us enough, honor us enough because of what we say and what we teach to give us of your substance. So thank you so much for doing that.
And you know what, Miss Phyllis? It is a gracious grace of God to see you, Edward and Eddie and Rock and all of you guys that was been with us over the years. With gratitude and sincere honor, I bless the Christ in you, and I bless the Christ. Why are you patting the bean?
Just figured I had to touch it.
My daddy say, lay off the ball.
Now we will be back on Tuesday. And Pastor
Norman,
if he's not out of town, he'll be with us. And at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night, go tell somebody. If they don't know about it, share it and hit the like button and all of that there stuff so people will find us, okay? And we love you so much. We'll be back Tuesday night, like I said, at 7.
At 7, live and in color.
Live and in color.
Hey, old Greasy John, we're going to see you later, man.
So today we have been on the road to full acceptance.
We're walking, but somebody's walking in our footsteps.
Amen.
It's called the Christ consciousness.
Yes.
See you on the turnaround.
Go and be blessed, guys.